Good evening and welcome to the 7 o'clock news here on CNC3. I'm Charlene Ramdani. In the headlines tonight, the National Security Minister promises a crime plan like no other to be launched on Tuesday. Machel Montano fuses TNT music with international genres to produce Golden Jubilee Anthem. We introduce you to a TNT Olympic hopeful who's reconnecting to his roots in Wales. Also tonight we tell you about a Trini Massman who's playing a big part in the Olympics. And in sports, major blow for one TNT athlete, Josan Lucas, forced out of the London Games. Top of the news tonight. National Security Minister Jack Warner will reveal as early as next week his much-anticipated plan to fight crime in this country. The minister today revealed the date for the plan he has been talking about since assuming office as National Security Minister. And according to Minister Warner, the plan will be one like the country has never seen before, as he promises to finally strike fear into the criminal elements in this country. We have more from Otto Carrington.
Since he came into office some 3 weeks ago as the Minister of National Security, Jack Warner has been giving almost daily bits of plans he wants to implement to bring the country's crime problem under control. But with the murder count now standing at 230, the National Security Minister addressing the Chamber of Industry and Commerce's breakfast seminar on Wednesday says he will be rolling out his crime plan next week. And the minister is already warning the criminals that he means business, as he says the plan will be unlike anything the country has seen before.
A crime plan, which I will roll off first to the members of the NSOC, National Security Operations Center, on Tuesday, and following Tuesday to the National Security Council, and then in the public.
Minister Warner says the law enforcement statistics show quite clearly where the protective services must go to detect and stop criminal activity.
High visibility in these areas from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. on foot and in cars. And you have your helicopters in the air with lights and thermal cameras for a start. And you have mobile patrols close by as backup. 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. When you come after 6, tell me where you come from. And when you of course, come before 6 a.m., tell me where you're going.
The minister is again repeating his plan to implement a gun amnesty, which he hopes will be on the table very soon.
I want to declare gun amnesty, and therefore it gives you a chance to say, bring in your firearms. Bring in your firearms, and you will walk away freely, no questions asked. But if I give it 30 days or 60 days to bring it in, and you don't, and you're caught, go to the gun court. The penalty, I'm advised by Chief Justice, is 20 years.
Minister Warner says as a line minister, he's responsible, and if there's no reduction in crime, he's willing to be held accountable.
I will solve crime in the morning, not even next week. But I tell you this, if a year from now, in fact, if 6 months from now, you call me back here, and there is no marked reduction in crime, then I tell you, hold me accountable.
The minister is also hinting of plans to place a court within the remand yard of the Golden Grove prison for matters to be heard there rather than paying to transport prisoners every day. For CNC3, I am Otto Carrington.
And that's the story which takes us to your vote. The question we ask you to vote on tonight: do you think a gun amnesty will have a big impact in getting guns off the streets? Text your response to the number 2623. If your response is yes, you're texting the letter Y, and if your response is no, the letter N. We'll give you an update on the voting as we go along and the final results at the end of our newscast. And we also want your vote to determine the most influential person over the last 50 years. Every night we unveil one of the 50 most influential personalities from when the country gained independence in 1962 right up to present day in 2012. Vote via text to 2623. The controversial light surveillance sport aircraft leased by the police service earlier this year has been returned to service, and so has the Eye in the Sky. As Samuel McKnight tells us, it's all part of the strategy to get a handle on crime.
The light sport aircraft, first leased in January this year by Commissioner Dwayne Gibbs on a 3-month trial basis at a cost of just under $1 million, is back in use. But Public Information Officer of the Police Service, Sergeant Wayne Meister, could give very little details.
The trial run is still going on.
So how long is it going to go on?
Well, I can't say, but it's ongoing right now. No, I can't give you that information. All I can tell you is that it's ongoing. It's ongoing.
You are telling us that it was extended.
The testing period is ongoing.
The light aircraft was spotted flying over Caparo following a triple murder on Monday. Also making a comeback is the Eye in the Sky, which had been taken out of use just over 2 years ago.
I don't have any information that the equipment was down or not in use.
The Eye in the Sky was purchased under the Patrick Manning regime and had been severely criticized by the then UNC opposition. They were taken out of service shortly after the People's Partnership government took office in May 2010. For CNC3, I am Samuel McKnight.
Petrotrin is today reporting a significant increase in oil production. Energy Minister Kevin Ramnarine says this would play a great role in helping Finance Minister Larry Hawaii plan his upcoming 2012-2013 budget. Cameron Ivan Tulsi was on a tour of Rig 1 at Parilands with Minister Ramnarine, and Chester Sembrano reports.
As Minister Larry Hawaii seeks to transform the economy and generate more revenue, good news is coming for him from the energy sector. In the wake of recommendations from many experts that this country should diversify its economy away from oil and gas, given a reduction in production over the last 10 years, Petrotrin's President Khalid Hassan Ali now says there has been a significant upward movement in the oil production arena.
For this month, we've been averaging around above 23,000 barrels per day at Trinma. And land, we've been oscillating around 14 to 15,000 barrels per day. That is a substantial improvement.
Hassan Ali on Tuesday toured Petrotrin's Rig 1 at Parilands with Energy Minister Kevin Ramnarine, who warmly welcomed the good news. The minister believes more oil production could be a cure for the economy, especially due to prices averaging over $9 per barrel.
From an economic point of view, we see one of the quick wins for Trinidad and Tobago in terms of closing that budget deficit to be an increase in oil production.
The Petrotrin workers, accompanied by their union, the OWTU, pledged to work towards producing more oil, but appealed for a more modern drilling rig to work on.
We have been asking for ultra-modern rig to be able to drill deeper to get the oil. Yes, owned and operated by Petrotrin.
Petrotrin's president says active consideration is currently being given to the idea. For CNC3, I am Chester Sembrano.
Workers at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex are accusing the NCRHA of making them ill and are warning that action may be taken soon. The workers say the NCRHA has been neglecting several OSH rules at the facility. They claim there was a gas leak at the diagnostic laboratories, which was left unattended for some time. One employee who spoke with CNC3 News off camera said the gas emission had a negative effect on the staff.
Some began to feel ill, started vomiting, passing out, some fainted. When we reported the matter, the management decided to conduct some tests and sent all the staff members, about 51 of us, for full blood work and x-rays and all the tests required.
He said to date the results of the tests have not been made public, even though workers are still performing duties at the lab. Chairman of the PSA Mount Hope section, Keith Bailey, said the vents at the hospital are also not being cleaned, and this too is creating health problems. He is calling on management to address the issues as a matter of priority.
We are here to denounce and deplore all modes of ills in which our management is failing to address and seeking to have them addressed in a most meaningful manner, meaningful and urgent manner.
And contacted by CNC3 News, Health Minister Dr. Fuad Khan said there is no significant breach of OSH rules at the hospital. He said the lab in question has been closed down and things are not as bad as they are being made out to be. From artists like Pitbull and Lil Jon and Shaka Khan to local icons including David Rudder and the Mighty Sparrow, soca monarch Machel Montano is fusing local and international musical genres to create an album in celebration of this country's 50th anniversary celebrations. Montano signed the contract today for Project Gold, which will create the theme songs for this year's 50th anniversary celebrations. Kamal Georges has more.
Is there any way we could get a tease of what we can expect on Monday?
Well, we've been guarding that. The first single, you're going to get the tease on Monday. And we say this is the anthem.
Not even a little whetting for the appetite. Trinidad and Tobago will have to wait until Monday to get the first taste of what soca monarch Machel Montano calls the anthem, a musical rallying cry for national unity in celebration of this country's Golden Jubilee and also to accompany this country's Olympic team.
We want to spur them on and we want to give them something to chant. We want to give them an anthem to walk in to the stadiums and really do their best.
I've heard the song and it is absolutely wonderful.
Montano signed the contracts on Wednesday to produce the Going for Gold project. In the long term, the project seeks to showcase TNT's culture through music and entertainment, but it will also produce a 10-track album that will encapsulate this country's history in song and provide the theme for a summer of celebrations. Montano has great aspirations for this album. In his view, it's time to take soca music to the world, and collaborations with artists like Pitbull, Shaka Khan, Black Eyed Peas, Lil Jon and others will be featured on this album.
We want to have one of the songs that are definitely going to be an anthem that contains all of the artists of Trinidad and Tobago, as many as we can pull together for a sort of We Are the World song and effect like that.
For CNC3, I am Kamal Georges.
Well, from our independence celebrations to Cardiff, Wales now, where we go to Roger Sant, who will give us a bit of what he's been up to as the TNT prepares for the Olympic Games in 9 days' time. Roger?
And I'm Roger Sant. Coming up from Cardiff, Wales, we speak exclusively to IAAF World Track and Field Junior Javelin gold medalist Kishon Walcott. And we also tell you how the Olympic Games has helped one TNT athlete reconnect with his roots.
Well, let me remind you of tonight's Your Vote question at this time. The question we're asking you to vote on is, do you think a gun amnesty will have a big impact in getting guns off the streets? Text your response to the number 2623. If your response is yes, you're texting the letter Y, and if it's no, the letter N. We'll give you the final results at the end of tonight's newscast. Just ahead on the CNC3 News at 7, protests in Monrepo, San Fernando for jobs. A TNT athlete reconnects with his roots in Wales. A victim of domestic violence offers new hope for battered women. And later we tell you about a Trini massman who's playing a big part in the Olympics. This is the CNC3 News at 7. Stay with us.
There's nothing quite like being made to feel special. Like you're the top of someone else's personal hit parade. That's how First Citizens wants each and every customer to feel. Whether it's through innovative products and services, new technologies, or a simple smile. We're always thinking about ways to make your day better and your life a little easier. First Citizens, we put you first.
Welcome back. Residents of Monrepo in San Fernando have one simple request. They want help. The residents staged a protest today over the lack of jobs in the area and are also taking issue with the stoppage of maintenance to the area by the Housing Development Corporation. Cameron Ivan Tulsi was there and Melissa Williams reports.
We fed up, wake up in the morning to nothing. We don't even have water. Water coming for 3 hours. Less than that too. Look at our school right to the back there, not even 100 feet away. You cannot even see the school. The children can't even pass through the track. We're hungry. We need help. We need money. We need something.
Residents of Monrepo in San Fernando staged heated protests on Wednesday to highlight their frustration with the lack of jobs and development in the area. CNC3 News spoke with the residents after their protests, which included burning tires and debris, had been quelled by the police. They tell us all CPEP contracts, which provided food and jobs for some 200 people, ended. Coupled with this, they say, is the neglect by the HDC.
When you see welcome to San Fernando, is welcome to the jungle. You can't see the sign welcome to San Fernando. Just look across the thing there. The bush covering weeds about 15 feet tall and bush right behind the building is rat and cockroach and snake.
Residents say they are willing to work.
The people are willing to work, but they don't have no jobs, right? They don't even have a broom, they don't have no shovels, have nothing in the area to say, well, they can do it yourself.
Councillor for the area, Shaka Joseph, says he has been pleading for help for the residents to no avail.
The CPEP contracts and all cancel. Nobody are working. Everybody complaining. Let have single parent families here who can't make it no more. And then every month now agencies sending out eviction letters, warning letters, and the families them just coming and pleading to me, and I can't do no more for them. All I could do is go in the council and beg.
The residents are now vowing to protest again. For CNC3, I'm Melissa Williams.
The Ministry of Works and Infrastructure is currently making some changes to its new traffic plan. Motorists have complained about a bottleneck at the Roxy roundabout during peak hours. Speaking via telephone with CNC3 News this morning, Transportation Planner at the Works Ministry, Adande Piggott, said at peak time, traffic heading east from Long Circular will now keep left, then turn down Havelock Street onto Tragrit Road. He said other options are also being considered. Mr. Piggott also said the issue of crossing on Arapita Avenue is being addressed with the implementation of more crosswalks at strategic points, which would bring traffic to a complete stop. The 2012 Olympic Games is helping one Trinidad and Tobago athlete reconnect with his roots. Sailor Andrew Lewis took some time from his Olympic preparation on Tuesday to visit a small Welsh town where his forefathers emigrated from several years ago. Roger Sant has his story from Cardiff, Wales.
This is the small Welsh town of Trey Lewis near Cardiff. On Tuesday, Trey Lewis had a special visitor, TNT's Andrew Lewis, whose forefathers left this town more than a century ago, bound for the Caribbean.
Right, so I was told that in the 1800s they left Wales and went to Barbados as agriculturists. Slowly but surely, after going from Barbados, as the agriculture grew in the Caribbean, they made their way to Trinidad and Tobago, where my great-grandfather and great-grandmother would be from. So it came down the line when my family stayed in Trinidad and Tobago, and as I know very well, they love Trinidad and Tobago and they're not going anywhere. So I think it's a very well and wise move. You can see the weather here, not the best, but it's a very nice experience yesterday.
He spent time with the children of the Trey Lewis Primary School, where they sang for him. He also attempted to explain about his sport and the location of Trinidad and Tobago.
In between the North America and South America, which is the USA North America, there's a gap with a lot of islands. Anybody know what that gap is called? What goes up between that island? Pardon? Caribbean. Correct. It's the Caribbean. And it was a very touching experience to me going back to where it all comes from and seeing all the roots and just knowing that this is where the Lewis family comes from. I'm a very proud Lewis, you know, so it's a really nice experience and I was very well welcomed.
The Olympic Games helping Andrew Lewis reconnect with his roots. Reporting from Cardiff, Wales, for CNC3, I'm Roger Sant.
It's time now for charting a new course, and tonight we feature the graduates of the Naparima Girls High School and the Form 5 and 6 graduation ceremony of the Holy Faith Convent in Pinal. Now time for some positive vibes. Today, it comes from the Covenant Family Worship Centre, which is located on Upper Henry Street in Port of Spain, opposite Standards. Janelle Braffeth Israel and her husband Keith Israel are breaking the silence on abuse and offering a place to heal.
Tonight's Positive Vibes segment is brought to you by Nescafe.
really came out of a place of my testimony, which was out of a domestic violence, former marriage, 10 years. So almost died in it and survived. And then the Lord spoke to me one day about really going out, launching this book, Broken, Battered and Restored, which I wrote back in 2006.
I've experienced people who have gone through some issues, that where they had family members being murdered and such, and how the Lord was able to really help them through this ordeal that they went through. And that in itself, it touched many people's lives because it made you realize, okay, I'm not the only one going through this type of thing, or I'm not the only one who's going through alcohol abuse. What do I do? Where can I go? And through our program, we're able to give all of these avenues so that people can find a way out, some form of help, some form of hope.
Tonight's Positive Vibes segment was brought to you by Nescafe.
Time now for a popular What You Saw segment, where you send us your photos or video to the email address news@cnc3.co.tt.
We start with this picture from Frank Rampazad, who asks, what was this guy doing to create this accident and a huge backup of traffic this morning on Wrightson Road? And Sven Sinclair sent us this photo saying this transport was heading south on the highway, moving at less than 40 kilometers per hour. He asks, where was the police? Elsewhere? Fighting crime, I suppose? And finally, Carolal Rampasad forwarded these to us, showing an early start to Independence Day celebrations. Carolal says it's on Coffee Street in the city of San Fernando, celebrating the country's 50th anniversary of independence.
Remember, you too can send us your photos and pictures to the email address news@cnc3.co.tt. So let me remind you of tonight's Your Vote question at this time. The question we're asking you to vote on is, do you think a gun amnesty will have a big impact in getting guns off the streets? Text your response to the number 2623. If your response is yes, you're texting the letter Y. And if it's no, the letter N. We'll give you an update on the voting after the sportscast and the final results tonight. And here's what to come in sport. Major blow for one TNT athlete. Josanne Lucas forced out of the London Games. Roger Sands speaks to world junior javelin champion in Wales. WICB selectors name provisional World Cup T20 squad. 2006 Soca Warriors versus TTFF contempt of court hearing pushed back. And we tell you how this guy became the world's most expensive player.
Basto Pandey was the 5th Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago from 1995 to 2001. He was first elected to the Parliament in 1976 as the member for Cova North. He co-founded the National Alliance with A&R Robinson of the DAC and Lloyd Bess of Tapia House to fight the elections of that year. And he later co-founded the NAR. Following a convincing electoral victory in 1986, he was made Minister of External Affairs and International Trade. In 1988, Pandey, along with Kelvin Ramnath, John Humphrey and Trevor Sudama, were expelled from the party after a disagreement with Robinson. He then founded the Club 88, which became the United National Congress. In the 1995 general elections, his party won 17 seats. However, it could not form the majority in Parliament to form a cabinet. So, with the support of the 2 seats held by Robinson and the NAR, Pandey was appointed the country's first Indo-Trinidadian and the first Hindu Prime Minister. On May 1st, 2007, he decided to resign as chairman of the United National Congress, but the party's executive refused to accept his resignation. However, he lost the party's internal elections on January 24th, 2010, to its then deputy political leader, Kamla Persad-Bissessar.
The 50 most influential personalities since independence. We want your view via text on Facebook and online at 50tt.guardian.co.tt.
feeling, yeah. Get a feeling that I never had before. Don't know, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes.
Surf, stream, share faster than ever before on Digicel's super fast 4G network. It's summer in 4G. Get your smartphone with a smart plan on the smartest network in TNT. Sign up for our newest postpaid smart plans now. Plus, for a limited time, get 1 month subscription free and 4G smartphones for $199. Be extraordinary. Digicel.
Candy launches its 12G. Enjoy 12 pieces of refreshment anytime and anywhere. So convenient, so affordable, so cool. Experience the Blast 12G of Mint Explosion, Ice Blast, and Dino Blast. It's fast, powerful, and refreshing. Only $4.99. Available everywhere. Call 636-2360 extension 246 for the Mint Experience. KC Candy. We make every moment sweeter.
It's so pulpy! Wow! It's so pulpy! New Minute Maid Pulpy is here! Refreshing orange juice drink with real fruit pulp. Pulp up your life with New Minute Maid Pulpy.
It's true. It has been proven that coffee is a natural source of antioxidants because it comes from coffee cherries. And like some other fruits, it provides an important amount of antioxidants. I drink several cups a day, and when I do it, I enjoy more than the aroma and the taste I love. Another good reason to drink Nescafe.
Who's buying foreign currency at competitive rates? Answer Merchant Bank. Knowledgeable, flexible, and internationally affiliated, we buy major currencies at competitive rates. Call us today. Foreign exchange? Answer Merchant Bank.
Come and see what police can do. Come and hear what police can do. Come and learn what police can do. We want to partner with you. Come and see what police can do. Come and hear what police can do.
Come on down to the police caravan this Friday, July 20th, Harris Promenade, San Fernando, from 12 noon to 5 p.m. It's exciting and informative. Bring the entire family. See you there.
We want to partner with you.
I believed in myself. I knew I was going to make my country proud. Was I scared? No. It was my proudest moment. I felt I was on top of the world. What makes me proud about Trinidad and Tobago? The belief in ourselves and the ability to win, despite the odds. What are you proud about? Tell us on Twitter by tweeting #I4TNT.
Where there's love for country, there's energy. Where there's energy, there's BPTT.
One of Trinidad and Tobago's medal prospects at the London 2012 Olympic Games has been dealt a severe blow. It emerged in the early hours of this morning that World Championship Women's 400-meter hurdles bronze medalist Josanne Lucas is injured and out of the London Games. Jassy Marique has her story.
While hundreds of athletes were flying into the UK this morning for what will be the biggest month of their lives, Josanne Lucas was on her way out. A knee injury ended the 28-year-old's Olympic dream in 2012, but it could yet get worse. The injury sustained to Lucas's knee is believed to be career-threatening. A statement from the Trinidad and Tobago team chef de mission in Cardiff stated, athletes all around the world dream all their lives of participating at the Olympic Games. They work very hard to prepare and qualify, and to have that snatched away can be gut-wrenching. It is a career-threatening injury that required immediate surgery. The decision was taken following consultation with the head of our medical staff, Dr. Terry Ali. Here at home, the sentiment has been similar. President of the Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Committee, Larry Romani, sharing in the disappointment.
People train for 4 years to go to the Olympic Games, and I know that she had been working very, very hard to compete at these games, and she had a setback last year with an injury. From what I am told, this is a different injury, so that we'll have to wait and see what goes on. But it's a serious injury that, from what the medical team told us, she would have to have immediate surgery on.
But the news has not only impacted Lucas and the wider public. As Romani states, if the right measures are not implemented quickly, the entire camp can be affected.
When you're in a camp situation, you're in close quarters. Everybody, depends on one another for support, emotional support, physical support, mental support. And something like this would always throw a little spanner in the works for the team. But, we have capable people there managing this process, and we expect that this would have been done in a manner that allowed them to understand what the challenges were and the reasons for the decisions.
Lucas flew out to Miami this morning to have immediate surgery done on her knee. And at 28, it comes as little consolation that this measure may allow Lucas to perform at the 2016 Games. Reporting for CNC3 Sports, I am Jassy Marique.
So disappointing. Well, as we follow the preparation of our athletes ahead of the Olympic Games on our Going for Gold feature, CNC3's Roger Sant and Hank Williams, who are in Cardiff, landed this exclusive first interview with newly crowned World Junior Gold medalist Keyshawn Walcott, who won in Barcelona last Friday in the javelin event.
BPTT's Going for Gold is brought to you in part by Ginseng Up, Sissons Paint, BMW, Mini, the Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs, Penta, and BPTT.
Well, I'm chatting with Keyshawn Walcott, IAAF World Junior Track and Field Championship gold medalist in the javelin event. And Keyshawn is proudly wearing his gold medal from the Barcelona World Junior Championships, which took place just a few days ago. Now he is in Cardiff, Wales, getting ready for the Olympics. And Keyshawn, first up, congratulations on winning gold in the javelin at the World Juniors. Must have been on your list of things that you wanted to do this year.
Thank you, first of all. Well, it was on the top of my list, and I achieved it, so I'm feeling great at the moment.
Now tell us, we did have a look at your competition in Barcelona, and heading into, I believe, your final throw, you were second to the guy from Argentina. So what was in your mind? What were you thinking heading into that final throw?
So I was a bit anxious going into the competition, so most of my throws I was a bit too anxious to throw. So going into the last and final throw, I just told myself I'm already in second, so there's not much to lose. Just relax and make everything flow. So I guess it worked.
And that final throw, 78, was that what you were basically aiming for? Was that the kind of distance you were aiming for?
No, well, although I won the gold over there, I'm satisfied with the gold medal, but I'm not really satisfied with my distance because I really wanted to get over 80 again. But the conditions was a bit rough. The wind was blowing like all over the place, so it's okay for now.
Keyshawn, straight from that, not much time to really celebrate. Certainly you can't go back home. You're in Cardiff now with the Trinidad and Tobago Olympic team. So what has that transition been like coming straight to this pre-Olympic camp?
I didn't know it will be so cool here though, but
because in World Juniors the place was hot. So just I look at it right now as I'm no longer a junior, so I need to adapt to the senior level. So being in this camp will see how the senior athletes care about themselves, learn, and hopefully I'll get a good training session over here.
I'm Roger Sant reporting to you from Cardiff, Wales with the Trinidad and Tobago Olympic team.
BPTT's Going for Gold is brought to you in part by Ginseng Up, Sissons Paint, BMW, Mini, the Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs, Penta, and BPTT.
Meanwhile, one future Olympic hopeful and a teammate of Keyshawn Walcott at the just concluded World Juniors, Jareem Richards, is also celebrating a medal. Richards was 1/4 of the bronze medal winning 4x400 meter relay team, which returned home from Barcelona yesterday. And this was his second such accomplishment for 2012, as he was also a member of the senior world indoor team in Turkey, which placed 3rd earlier this year.
I'm very thankful for getting these 2 bronze medals for this year. It was a hard journey during off-season and everything to come along, but hard work pays off, and I think that I deserved it, so I can really work hard for it. So I think everything's going nice.
To cricket now, and the WICB selectors have named its provisional squad for the ICC World 2020 to be held in Sri Lanka later this year. The full squad in alphabetical order reads Samuel Badri, Christopher Barnwell, Carlton Board Jr., Suleiman Ben, Tino Best, Devendra Bishu, Nkrumah Bonner, Carlos Braffett, Darren Bravo, Dwayne Bravo, Johnson Charles, Fidel Edwards, Chris Gale, Danza Hyatt, Gary Mathurin, Nikita Miller, Sunil Narayan, Karen Pollard, Karen Powell, Dinesh Ramdin, Ravi Rampal, Kimar Roach, Andre Russell, Darren Sammy, Marlon Samuels, Krishmar Santoki, Shane Shillingford, Landell Simmons, Dwayne Smith, Devon Thomas. The squad will be trimmed down to a final 15-player list next month. West Indies have been drawn with Australia and Ireland in Group B of the competition. Trinidad and Tobago's under-15 cricketers hold the upper hand over the Leeward Islands after day 1 of their round 1 WICB under-15 tournament match in St Kitts. Sent into bat, TNT managed 144 for 8 in their first innings, with Keegan Simmons leading the way with 62 and Brandon Mirage scoring 32. In their response, the Leewards were quickly rattled by Brian Boudram's 5 for 16 as TNT reduced their opponents to 90 for 8 in their 37-over allotment. Batting a second time, TNT finished today on 62 for 2 for an overall lead of 116 runs. And in the other 2 matches, Guyana's first innings score 172 for 9, Windward's 68 all out. Guyana closed today on 80 for 5 and a lead of 184 runs. Across at Warner Park, Jamaica were bowled out for 94 in their first innings as Barbados responded with 138 for 1 in their first knock. Jamaica ended the day on 89 for 6, a lead of 7 runs. The America's Federation of Netball Association Championships continued last evening at the Jean-Pierre Complex with another slate of 4 matches on the cards as TNT, Jamaica and Barbados all remain unbeaten. The Calypso girls put in another authoritative performance, this time disposing of Grenada 78-29. Goal shoot Anastasia Wilson again led the way, scoring 48 for 53 attempts. In the other matches, the USA defeated Bermuda 64-28, Barbados defeated Guyana 112-13, and the Sunshine Girls of Jamaica beat Canada 79 for 19. To football now, and the 2006 Soca Warriors will have to wait until July 24th before opening proceedings for contempt of court against the former TTFF president Oliver Camps and sitting General Secretary Richard Groden. The matter was originally slated to begin tomorrow before Justice Devendra Rampersad. But with the TTFF threatening to have the matter thrown out, a new judge was set to hear the matter, and the date changed to July 24th when Justice Vashisht Kokaram will preside over the matter. French football side Paris Saint-Germain have snapped up yet another big-name player as it seeks to build a formidable and dominant squad. Swedish striker Zlatan Ibrahimovic signed today, becoming the second player to sign from AC Milan this week following Saint-Germain's capture of defender Thiago Silva. The deal is expected to seal Zlatan's earn of 13 million euros per year.
The Sweden captain was the top scorer in Serie A last season and has won league titles with Barcelona, Ajax, Milan and Inter. PSG's general manager Leonardo has described the signing as enormous. They've already got Milan teammate Thiago Silva and Ezekiel Lavezzi.
I mean, they have other great players also, like I said, with is enough saying dream team. They brought also the best defender in the world, Thiago Silva. We shouldn't forget this, and as long as I have him behind me, I don't need to look back. I only need to look in front and take care of the things in front. So they're bringing all the best together, and I mean, who doesn't want to be here? I'd rather be here and fighting for the big trophies and playing with the best players than in somewhere else where it doesn't happen. And this is the future, and I believe in this.
The Swedes' 23 million euro move has confirmed his position as #1 in the rankings of combined transfer fees. The total money spent on the Swede over the course of his career now totals 171.1 million euros, beating the 134 spent on Frenchman Nicolas Anelka. Argentinians Hernan Crespo and Juan Vernon come in at 4th and 5th respectively, and Cristiano Ronaldo rounding off the top 5. And we close off with our sports high. It's on a lighter note. South African freedom fighter Nelson Mandela being serenaded by Sir Alex Ferguson on the occasion of his 94th birthday. It's our sports high.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Well, yeah, Manchester United manager took time out from a pre-season tour of South Africa to join Mandela's 94th birthday celebrations.
His presence and personality exudes all around you. That is fantastic personality, and is inspiring. Is so inspiring. He made a speech at Monaco when we won the year we won the treble, and it was there's the back of my neck was standing up. It was fantastic.
And of course, we must say happy birthday to Nelson Mandela. Well, let's go to your vote. Let's get a status report on how it's going so far. The question you're voting on tonight is, do you think a gun amnesty will have a big impact on getting guns off the streets? So far from your responses, it's split down the middle, 50-50. 50% yes, 50% no. Well, remember, that's not the end of tonight's Your Vote. You still have a chance to get your vote in before the end of tonight's newscast. Well, coming up just ahead tonight, Olympic fever is gripping the globe. We'll tell you about a Trini massman who is in the center of all the spectacular preparations for the mega event. Stay with CNC3 News weather after this break.
Circles of Penta.
Enter our circle, the circle of Penta, circles of colors, blending together.
The true beauty of Penta's quality starts with something only Penta has. Formulast technology for paint that lasts longer and more beautifully.
Color and quality, harmoniously balanced.
Paint the possibilities with Penta for the quality of Formulast in every can.
The Ministry of Sport, your partner in winning, in taking athletes to their highest height, young and old, elite and amateur. We carve the way to make sports your livelihood, your escape, your dream. The Ministry of Sport, touching lives, enhancing living, and creating choices.
A fusion of cultures, peoples, artistry. Our hearts, our voices, our home. We move to the rhythm of our own beat.
From us, by us, for us. We got this. Innovation, affordability, caring customer service. Be Mobile, TNT's #1 mobile network.
There's really one bank you can depend on. Friendly service every day. There's really one standing out treating you like you deserve to be. Yeah. Republic gives only the best to you. We give personal attention, so explain for your inspection.
When I was little, I stuttered so bad and was really embarrassed by that. The teacher always used to call on students in the class. I'd be sitting there like, please don't call me. I'm gonna read it, I'm gonna stutter, everybody's gonna laugh at me. Shaquille, would you like to read page 19? Just be like, I'll take the 0. You know, I still stutter to this day, but I'm more cool with it now. Like if I get ready to stutter, I'll just give you to throw you off balance. My name is Shaquille O'Neal, and I am definitely comfortable in my own skin.
We are touched by your smiles and your friendships, by your appreciation of the past and your ability to see the future. We're motivated by your drive and your willingness to try new things. We are fascinated that even though you are so very different, you still see yourself as so very much the same. We are energized by how hard you work and your ability to have a good time, by your pride and your passion. We are moved by your every new beginning and wonderful end. Every day we're inspired by your likes and your lives, and we'll continue to challenge ourselves to remain a big part of them both. Bermudez, biscuits we love.
It's gonna be a great day. Got my ginseng up, hey. Let's focus, people. Come on and get it sorted. Get more out of your day. Get things done efficiently. Let's go with it. Come on and just drink it, people. Drink it up now. Drink it up now. Ginseng up now. Ginseng up now. Oh. Enjoy the new look and send great taste today. Ginseng up, the root of all power.
A look at your weather. Eric.
Thank you, Charlene. Well, we had a lot of hot, sunny conditions today. There may have been a little brief, isolated shower, but nothing of any significance at all. And it looks like it's going to remain that way tomorrow. There's a tropical wave approaching, and it's fairly close, but as you can see, there's very little cloud attached to it at all, and the cloud that is there is northeast of Trinidad and Tobago, so that's not going to affect our weather at all. The only way we can get any rainfall off it at this point in time is when the tail end, the bottom or southern end of the wave comes over Trinidad. It may create a little bit of instability and produce a shower, but it doesn't look so right now. Part of the problem is that there's a large area of Sahara dust and very dry air out there, and it's suppressing a lot of the moisture buildup would normally be associated with the tropical waves. Even the intertropical convergence zone is more or less starved for moisture. Usually at this time of the year, there will be huge areas of cloud there, lots of thunderstorm activity and rainfall, and it's just not happening because of the very dry conditions in the atmosphere. So we'll see how long it lasts before that turns around and we start to see some more rainy season conditions than we're getting right now. The winds are going to be up a little bit for tomorrow, around 12 to 16 knots. They're going to be out to a mostly easterly direction, gusting possibly up to 20 at times. The seas are forecast to be 1.5 to 2 meters with a 7 to 8 second interval between the swells. They're also out to a mostly easterly direction. The Gulf of Paria seas will be around 1 meter. Trinidad tonight is going to be clear tonight, so it'll be 24 degrees. Tomorrow, we're looking at mostly sunny conditions during the day with the chance of an afternoon shower. Tomorrow's high will be a hot 33 degrees. Across in Tobago tonight, generally fair and a low of 24. And Tobago tomorrow, mostly sunny, chance of a shower over there in the afternoon and a high of 31. Sun's going to rise at 5:52 a.m. and sets at 6:32 p.m. And the first high tide for Port of Spain will be at 3:38 a.m. and for Scarborough 3:12. First low tide 10:25 a.m. for Port of Spain and 10:01 for Scarborough. And that's my weather report. For now, we'll have a look at the travelers' forecast and we'll take a short break and then you come back, Charlie, and have some more news here.
Police can do. Come and hear what police can do. Come and learn what police can do. We want to partner with you. Come and see what police can do. Come and hear what police can do.
Come on down to the police caravan this Friday, July 20th, Harris Promenade, San Fernando, from 12 noon to 5 p.m. It's exciting and informative. Bring the entire family. See you there.
We want to partner with you.
Because he's so beautiful, so friendly, so helpful. Because he's so special, new Purina Dog Chow Healthy Life Nutrition features a family of complete and balanced formulas. So you can choose the ideal one for his age, size, and lifestyle. Because he's family, Purina Dog Chow. He's more than a dog. He's a member of the family.
What was plastic surgery like over 2,000 years ago? Find out at the exhibition, India, A Culture of Science. Visit Facebook or nihils.gov.tt for more information.
Ashley uses Dove, Alex, ordinary soap. Would they switch? Notice a difference? My skin is really tight. Soap leaves behind soap residue that can cause a tight, draggy feeling. With 1/4 moisturizing cream, Dove cleansers rinse cleaner than soap.
And at the party there's a crowd, E-I-E-I-O, with a hoop hoop here, and a shake shake there, shake shake hoop hoop, everywhere shake hoop, E-I-E-I-O. Sucker party, over with Centel.
One dose of Centel eliminates most common words. Deworm your family with Centel.
Anyone can be the one. Be responsible and don't drink and drive. Designate a friend and lime again. Be the one. A message from Trinidad and Tobago Beverage Alcohol Alliance.
Welcome back. Tonight, we bring you the story of a Trini masked man in the UK putting on one of the only carnival-themed shows in the lead-up to the Olympics. Trinidadian-born carnival designer Ray Mahabir says he is proud to bring Trinidad Carnival to one of the world's greatest sporting events. Kamal Georges has more.
A taste of Trini Mas in the heart of the Olympic city. When the Olympic torch passes through the towns of Luton and Hackney, a Trini-themed carnival will welcome the flame. Trinidadian-born Ray Mahabir is offering his carnival design expertise to bring carnival to the Olympics.
Both these events that I'm working on, Luton and Hackney, are cultural events leading to the Olympics, and they are also celebrating the Olympic torch passing through the city on those both days. So all the costumes that we're creating are going to be part of the celebration of those 2 days that's happening for the Olympic torch passing through the city.
Mahabir was born in Penal and grew up in St. James before migrating to the UK. He is now the artistic director of Sunshine International Arts, and he tells us he has taken costume design and Trinidad's carnival to Egypt, Palestine, Turkey, Greece, Taiwan, and many other countries. His creative juices come together behind the doors of this small mass camp in Hackney, one of only 2 towns producing a carnival to welcome the Olympic relay.
Hackney One has taken all the different multicultural groups that are actually living in Hackney, and they are actually each different communities creating a piece of work to symbolize their being in Hackney.
From his base, he crafts designs for Nottingham Carnival and other major festivals in the UK and around the world. But he says he is proud to showcase his homeland's creativity during one of the world's largest sporting events. For CNC3, I'm Kamal Georges.
Doesn't that make you wish that you were in London for this year's Olympics for the summer? Well, we now take a short break and we come back with more news. Stay with us.
Smooth in, frizz out. Suave Professional's Keratin Infusion Shampoo and Conditioner is infused with keratin. It controls frizz for up to 48 hours. Salon proven to smooth as well as Kerastase Ban Oleo Relax.
Brandsource says massive blowout sale this Saturday and Sunday at Brandsource. 6-door wardrobe $1,099, park bench $699, king size beds at $9,999, 6-foot table with 4 folding chairs $999. Brandsource, Chaguanas and Arima. Chaguanas branch open Sunday 9 to 1 p.m.
I think as an artist it's important to know who you are and what you're for. So it's good to come back home, come back to base, to my roots. If we are a dot, let's be the most creative, passionate, energetic dot they've ever seen. I for that. It's just that amazing simplicity that I love about Trinidad that continues to inspire me. What are you proud about? Tell us on Twitter by tweeting I4TANDT.
Where there's love for country, there's energy. Where there's energy, there's BPTT.
Where we going tomorrow? We going to Tobago. It's yours, mine, and ours. We going to Tobago.
It's the 25th anniversary of the Tobago Heritage Festival and everybody's invited. The celebration's bigger than ever this year with more villages, more shows, plus cultural favorites like the goat and crab races, an old-time Tobago wedding, oh gosh, and the food. July 13th to August 1st. Mark it down, July 13th to August 1st. 25th Annual Tobago Heritage Festival. Yours, mine, and ours to preserve and protect. Why-yo-yo!
The Ministry of the Arts and Multiculturalism presents Pan on a Higher Note this Saturday and Sunday night. Come and enjoy the artfully blended sounds of Colombia and Trinidad and Tobago as we celebrate our 50th anniversary with the National Steel Symphony Orchestra featuring Tambores de Cabildo of Colombia at the Lord Kitchener Alwyn Roberts Auditorium, Napa. Pan on a Higher Note, a golden celebration of our creative genius. This Saturday and Sunday night. Tickets $50 at Napa Box Office. Call 627-1104 or 625-4425.
Thinking of improving your home? Think TNC Home Improvement Center, your #1 source for quality tiles, doors, whirlpool tubs, faucets, sanitary ware, and paints. Visit our 6 convenient locations or call us at 665-7882. TNC Home Improvement Center, making home improvement easy.
We now bring you a summary of the main international stories of today.
As the battle for Damascus intensifies, a strike at President Assad's inner circle kills his brother-in-law and other key generals. The scheduled meeting of the UN Security Council is postponed as Kofi Annan attempts to get agreement between Russia and Western powers on the wording of a new resolution.
This is a situation that is rapidly spinning out of control.
An attack on a bus carrying Israeli tourists in Bulgaria killed at least 3 and injures many more. Jerusalem blames Iran.
Listen up, people, to this spot about rainbow products and why they're hot. Corned beef's not the only thing they've got, so put a rainbow in your pot. Canned and dried goods just for you, Vienna sausages and tuna too. Oil milk, rice, peas and carrots, so put a rainbow in your pot.
Now that's a lot.
That's right, I said a lot, so put a rainbow in your pot. Yeah, put a rainbow in your pot. Put a rainbow in your pot.
The Rainbow range of first-class food products, available nationwide.
Get your dream kitchen at Rupnerine Home Centre, now open at corner Front Street and Wrighton Road, Woodbrook. Come in or call us today at 624-7667. Rupnerine Home Centre, your leader in home improvement.
As we go, let's bring you the final results of tonight's Your Vote. The question you voted on: do you think a gun amnesty will have a big impact in getting guns off the streets? The final result: 45% of you voted in yes, while the majority won with 56 of you voting in no. And of course, the vote was split at the break at 50-50, so a change in the voting there. Well, we now come to the end of the 7 o'clock news here on CNC3. We thank you so much for joining us. I'm Charlene Ramdani, wishing you a good night.